There you go. That's slightly better positioning. Ah, that's not better. Ah. Ah, frick, I dropped something. Ah. The second I start, everything goes wrong. Hi, Ryan. Okay, so Ryan, I am looking at the button, the checkbox. We're about to have antlers go off, so checking it now. The checkbox has been checked. Can everyone hear my... Aha! Yes, you can hear my audio. Checkbox checked. Audio is good. Let's see if it works. Everybody get down! Let's see how the cabins. So, I guess the question is, do the ads go through the new audio, or did we not do that? That is a question. An important question, I guess. What are they doing? Oh, right, this is the newest world. Ah! I guess maybe not. Ah. We need to test other things first. Okay. Only switch to redeem part. Let's try it then. Let's see, which redeem should I test? I'm gonna test the... This one has a fair bit of audio. I can hear that. Okay, that also goes through the video. Let's do something else. But something that's just... Okay, this won't count as an actual, like, Kobo redeem. Uh-oh. No! Wait. No video tracks found. Heck. So it's... Well, I tried a pure audio. Didn't work. Gonna have to restart it because it broke. OpenCB error. Why do you keep doing this? I should probably, like, save up for a third monitor that's actually, like, the same resolution of my other monitors so that doesn't happen. Oh wait, frick, because I stopped the code, so now I have to manually turn off the... No, I have to manually turn off the ads. It's fine, it's fine, it's not fine, I don't feel fine. I'm getting the... You're seeing an OpenCV error. What I saw was that you have a particular part of your code that says raise video stream error, no video tracks found. That wasn't quite OpenCV. Making it not crash when there's errors like that is a good idea. Yeah. Oh. Experimentation. Seeing how it works. Something weird in here. Back in a minute. Okay, let's go downstairs. Okay, but like, it works with video, it doesn't work with pure audio. Oh, yeah, we need to check that. We need to check that. Yeah, we need to check if the stuff is working when that box is not checked. So let me do that real quick. Okay, I have the control panel. Let's see if it runs the pure audio. Kobo! Kobo! Okay, when it's not checked, pure audio works. Wait. Hang on a second, I'm looking at the output and it's not happy with me. Oh, it is not happy with me. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So this is the error. It's showing me a lot of problems. It says there's a logging error. Let's see. Wait, type error, not all arguments converted during string formatting. Interesting. Starting on event collection.py, line 711, in redeem effect. Logger.error, unexpected effect type. That's not supposed to happen. Then we have another error that just says the same place. Oh, that's... should be alert, right? The, Kobo should be alert type. If I remember correctly, it should be. Maybe I changed, put everything in that redeem effect function. Maybe you missed something about how that works. Yeah, maybe. It didn't crash everything, though. Unexpected effect type argument alert. Yeah, it is. It's one we know of. It's just the code broke and Kaneko breaks it further. Good job, Kaneko. Starting off a late night stream with code stuff because Ryan and I were talking about it a lot. And I only worked on code a tiny bit. Ryan's been doing a lot. I've been helping dogs. A new downstairs neighbor move in. Two puppies that my roommate and I were fostering moved out, and it's just like, I loved them. I love them a lot. My gosh, so if I kept them around and I kept taking them on walks, I would be muscle clown. My upper arms would be because I took them on several walks, and they would have moments where well, at first, they refused to go anywhere, so I had to carry them under my arms, and I was like walking around a block, just like jogging, keeping up with two little tiny dogs who are not athletic, but like to pretend they are. With two other dogs in your arms, you're just like, I'm gonna miss them a lot. But, you know, it's also like, with them gone, you're no longer gonna have jacked clown. Clown with so much muscle. It's hitting the default case and redeem effect. Not sure why though. There's a check for the alert type. You said it was seeing type for the type? Let's see. I could quickly share you the screenshot of what it's giving me right now, Ryan. The redeem went off without a hitch though, so like, it's not a problem. It's just... I don't know. Here we go. Sending you a screenshot. Yee. Still. Alas, you will not have super muscular clown. I only work up my glutes. Ah! The monorail is free to ride for all personnel. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, maybe. That would explore area one. I don't. This might be an invitation. Oh my gosh. Might be just hitting the default case in addition to the other cases. Yeah, freaking Python. Plastic is beautiful today. My gosh. I think my stamped note can be of use to me here, Celestial. Wait, okay. Ah! So that's how they're handling it here. Okay, well, it goes dude. Hi. Are you aware that this position of the cutlery on your plate means something? Yeah. Okay, it goes here. Then I go over here. So, freaking Python. The not all arguments area seems like a percent side got into lock chains. Ah. Be advised that your lunch breaks must not exceed 2 hours. That's horrifying. 1, 2, okay. I treated me thoroughly, you're not getting any dessert. Oh. So, I think about just Python. When I was learning in college, I stuck to C++, C#, and C, base languages, entirely. And when I started making my code, there's just like, it's most convenient in Python, but my gosh. It's like, and all the other C languages, they don't care how you indent anything at all. As like the end each line with a colon, it's fine. But in Python, it's like, the empty space, it matters. Freaks me out.
No.
You left out an elif. Just having an if. Oh no! Top of the morning, my dear reckless accomplice. I have changed a touch, anatomy-wise, but you'll no doubt have recognized me at first sight as the old pal himself, the judge. Hi, Zachary. Zachary?
No.
I guess my disguise is no match for your keen and unforgiving eyes. Pablo isn't really in top form at the moment. I'm going to replace him for a while, which means I must immediately start hunting for obscure clues that I can take pleasure in revealing to you bit by bit in a deconstructed kind of way. I can already smell the good times. Oh dear.
No.
In the meantime, when you take a look around the dormitories, I've heard that the specters are quite active there. But you're not a shop. Dormitories are on the upper left of the cafeteria, it's right next door. Go check it out, you may find some interesting clues. Clues of what? Come see me when you're done. No, I don't get hints from you. Ah. Nice, I like the pillar art. Okay, but let's see. So, I'm assuming I have to go to the green path, so let's see if they change what happens if you wander off path. Wait a second! Instant attack, okay. Does the current purchase seem good enough to merge if you immediately fix the elephant? I think we need to get the Python audio figured out. And then we can merge it. Let's Crown of the Dead. Diabolical and airborne royal headwear. Spectre type, resist smoke, metal. Crown of Fire. No! Stop giving the vibrance! Aggressive ectoplasmic incarnation. Okay. The battle music has changed a lot. Deceptive ectoplasma incarnation, okay. You'll leave the fix for the bug introduced on the branch, on that branch, okay. Hi, people! Quick, Eggie's in chat! Blanc. That was not the right. Ow. Let's see. I've gotten into a slight mood because I recently watched a bunch of like stand-up comedy, and I'm just like, do I do stand-up comedy? Do I count as stand-up comedy? Am I funny enough? I don't know. A lot of stand-up comedians just tell stories, and I'm like, I could do that. I could tell stories. Will they be funny? I don't know. Are you standing or sitting? I'm sitting. Oh no! Frick! I've already failed. Make a pun. Well, I don't know a pun about like stand-up comedy. Do squats. Well, now I have to stand up. Okay. Okay. Doing 10. Or maybe more, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That being said, a lot of the time they were just telling stories, and I'm like, I can do that. With one of them at the end literally admitting, and you wanna know what the best part about this story? I made it up. I was like, ah. It's like, that's disappointing. I'm like, it's not. Am I really so... Oh wait, no, I know I am out of, like... I know why I'm out of breath, and that's because, like... I already exercised today. Oh, nice. Did what I wanted it to. Yay! It teleported me out of there. So I can tell stories. Let's see, if we go across 4. Right out about here. Nope. That was failure. Ah. So I think it's kind of funny, just like the idea of trying to improve at something. Overall, well, I mean, it's like you initially have the thought, this is exactly how I went in, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing programming. Versus like, I don't know the general idea, but I'm gonna start it. And then you just kind of start, and you're like, I do the jiggle and all this stuff. The funny thing is that, like, when you try to do something that's not programming, you know, it's like, you mostly mess up, and then you can kind of learn. But you don't quite get that in programming. With programming, it's like, okay, I can begin to do this. I can mess up. And then I don't learn anything. I just get an error, and I don't know why. Frick. Just let your true ones guide you and you avoid the specters easily. No, I'm following the map. I wandered off track. Frick, I went too far. But yeah, that was me, like, beginning on programming. I was like, I could try, and then I was like, oh, it broke. But little child me was not deterred so easily. She failed. She did not understand why she failed. She had the whole idea what to do about it. And then she remembered the internet is a thing. So she looked up. She looked up a freaking class, a lecture on programming. I do not remember for the life of me what the topic of the lecture was about. But I do definitely remember it was not introductory. And yet, I just sat there and I was like, I gotta take notes. And my gosh, if you look, because it's like all those college lectures, they'll go through and you'll be able to see footage of like, here's other students trying to take notes. Little tiny celestial clown was just like taking notes more dutifully than those like students, and she had no idea what any of them meant. I still don't, though. Like, if I found my notebook from then, I'd probably be very confused about what the heck I was actually writing. But also, like, and it's like, oh yeah. But I just listened and I thought, I could do this. Of course, you know, I tried to program after, like, watching a few of those lectures in a row, because I was determined to learn how to program. I'm like, oh, so you have to, I didn't even know you could have, like, a development environment. I didn't even know that you could have a programming compiler. I just went into, like, a console somewhere, and I was like, I could do this. Unknown command. Failure. Memo, there are no specters under the mattresses. Well, I'm gonna check under the mattresses then. I'm not hiding anything, I promise. Well, I'm checking under the mattresses. So that wasn't the end of my Celestial Clown wants to be smart and do things, but she clearly has no idea how. There was a point, another point when, like, do not forget to make your bed when you get up. My little brother and I, we were convinced that string physics had to be the coolest thing in the world. So one day at the library, we got our hands on a textbook that went through the introduction to string physics. And we would like basically nag each other. I'm like trying to like read it, and it's like if the other ones read it, it's like I want to read it. Didn't understand a lick of it. I can't help but think how my parents were like. Thought about it though. There's no need to be afraid. No one wishes you any harm. I mean, there's the entire idea of like Everyone in my family must have thought, oh, who are you? Are you specters? You're not evil, right? Of course not. You're our friends. This isn't a serious injury. I'm sure of it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Taste my holy wrath, corrupt souls. Ah. Part of me thinks that, like, my parents, maybe my siblings, other than my little brother, I bet he knew better, were convinced that I would be brilliant. Like, overall, like, holy cow, this kid is like, she's looking up string theory and all that stuff. It's like, I just thought it had to be cool based on how much, like, the people in, like, the documentaries talked about it. Like, we watched documentaries, and I was like, I really liked the NASA ones because the vision of all the stars and such was very beautiful. And I very much like that. I barely understood any of it, but I was like, oh, this is so cool. So, yeah. Little me with the idea of, like, I want to be smart. And then doing the same with programming. Which does remind me that, like, the first programming language I actually learned. Anybody who knows programming languages will tell me that doesn't count. First one I learned was HTML and CSS. I barely learned it at all. I could basically make a web page. I was very happy. Like one day, I was in high school, I think, maybe middle school, where I decided, I was like, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I like followed like an online course, and I had a .txt file on my computer. I put everything in there. I got it to run in like Chrome, and I was like, haha, it works. May salvation be yours, show the fuel. People behave very strangely around here. I should go talk to Saki about it. For anyone who doesn't know why that's kind of funny, is that, people call HTML and CSS not a real language, but it is a language. It's made of words. The actual reality of HTML and CSS, do not bring the dessert to bed. Let's see. He's dead. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. It's just basically all it is this thing must be this color. That's like, that's most of it. It's like, this thing must be this shape, it must be this color. Yeah, and if I go over here, that's unfortunate. I thought I'd be able to go to 0. Well, if I go over there, oh yeah, I can totally go over there for 5. I was really happy about it though. But, I had know-it-all friends. Friends in like heavy quotations. Who would just be like, yeah, you didn't really learn anything, nah. It was actually, I actually did learn. It helped introduce me to the way of like formatting, and it was actually pretty good. Phantoms aren't evil, you don't have to worry about them. I will worry about them. No, I wandered too far, dang it. Some people say HTML and CSS aren't real programming languages, but you are ultimately giving instructions to the computer. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I say screw those supposed friends. They did not know what they were talking about. And overall, I learned a lot. Clean doo-doo will be assigned based on an employee ID number. Yeah. The reason why I'm so certain that, like, I learned HTML and CSS in, like, high school or middle school. I'd be so enthused, best place in the whole world. I love the cafeteria food. Yes, it's so good, yes. Watch a video before that you think makes the right actual distinction. HTML and CSS are domain-specific languages. Yeah. The reason I remember it so well is that, this is an odd story. I was in marching band in high school for a little bit. And, they had that, let's get to know everybody, and two truths in line, all that stuff. And I mentioned that I knew some programming languages, and I don't remember what the lie was, but I know that one of the truths was just like, I would read 4+ hours every day, or 5+ hours. And of course, everyone went through and said, there's no way you read that much each day. And the band teacher, the freaking director of the marching band, just looked at me and was like, no, you don't know her. You don't know her. The reason he went through and said that was because, I was so obsessed with books that I would put down my instrument and just start reading if, like, time went long enough where I wasn't playing the instrument. I would just read on the spot. It did not matter to me. Do not talk to specters and they will not attack you. Oh, that was kind of the case. The director told us that specters are nice. It must be true. You can't use them outside the domain, but it doesn't make sense to criticize, say, a pencil for not being a hammer. Yeah. Oh, hey, an add-on! Add-on Epsilon's joined you. Yay! Have sweet dreams at night. Piece of Moloch's meat. Okay. Loyal symbol. Oil perception. Yeah, there you go. Wait, does everyone else have solid symbols? No, you have a vengeful symbol, which is actually the best symbol. What the heck? Hang on. Ow! Hey, John. I got good food. If you give me food, I will save it. Or I'll just eat it because I've actually been fairly hungry recently. So I was definitely an odd kid. Very, very odd kid. Yeah, can I go backwards? Or are you gonna? I can go backwards. Nice. Oh, right, there's one more. There we go. Yeah.
No.
So, Celestial, how's your investigation of the dormitories going? Seems that the people here aren't afraid of the specters. Not afraid of the ectoplasms, that's very odd indeed. Must admit that I have very few customers around here, so I'm not up to date on local customs. Maybe you should take a look around the area too. That's where you'll find what they call the treatment rooms. Okay.
No.
There's no problem, just take the underground monorail. More kids are all that people would guess. A single-digit percentage of the building. Still a lot of people, yeah. Ah! Thank you for ordering the pizza. Give me a second. have to remember that with... Yeah. Just a quick thing before you sleep. Good night, Chad. That's the ways too. If you get there first, I'll give you an item for free. Okay. More kids are odd than people believe you. Yeah. I definitely felt out of place with some kids. Like, as a little kid, I had the... Well, I was absolutely certain that the only way I could go through and actually make friends was to go and just, you know, talk about video games, because I had no idea how to talk about anything else. You should not make so little noise when you walk. Is that normal? Oh, that's surprising. Too bad, Joe. Celestia, right before you. Of course, this is scripted. You had no chance of holding it off, so look, here's what I have to help you. Forget the pain and sorrow of such bitter final defeat.
Meow.
Find something suspicious here. No need to hesitate. Let me know as soon as possible. So I'd go through. I'd play a lot of games. How did that shot work out? It didn't work out well. But it does remind me of something. Like, in the process of doing that strat, I began to trade, like, games every so often. And it got absurd. Like, one of the friends I had made was basically just pulling my leg on just saying, I could beat any game in a day. And I'm like, okay, try this game. Try this game. Would he return the game the next day? Would never show any proofs that he had beaten it. I would just say, I beat this game, I beat this game. Either that kid, like, was really good at video games or never did any homework or was just lying. But one day, I traded a copy of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, my favorite game as a kid, for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I like Mystery Dungeon, but that was the biggest mistake of my life. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle would define everything for me. And, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon did not. That being said, there is a core memory I have associated with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Do your job and you will be rewarded. Okay. If you do not work your scheduled hours every day, you will not get any dessert. So, a lot of people know that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon starts on one of those personality quizzes. Basically saying, this is how you, determine what Pokemon you are. Little me got Chimchar. And I was happy. I was so happy. I was so happy I would brag to my parents about it. I was so happy about getting Chimchar, I would brag to my parents about what it said I was. So when I went to brag to my parents, oh my gosh, the game got me perfectly right. It said I'm naive. That is exactly me. I am naive. So, I mean, worst trait of my life, but now I have the image of a little tiny celestial cloud going up to her parents and going, guess what? The game knows me. I'm naive. It'd be pretty rare for a game that anyone traded to anyone being a self-defining one for the person who got it. Don't forget to brush my teeth before I get it. I will. Naive. Yeah. Little tiny DB was so excited to take a personality test. So excited to be Chimchar. So excited to be naive.
Meow.
So what's new? Nothing.
Meow.
Alright, then get back when you have some fresh news. It was great. Yeah. Being that excited about being naive is pretty naive. Yeah. I'm not saying the game was wrong to call me naive. I'm just saying it's so funny. Oh, hey, we finally get to shop. I have to make a little money too, after all. Yay. So yeah, I did think about that. Little me, like in between, like I had a lot of trauma growing up, a lot of different like, whatever, but like, I had fun too. Video games really did help me. Oh my gosh, I do have one particular story about video games. So, ooh, hidden symbol. It's a little bit interesting to tell because my parents, in between like all the different BS with like, you know, basically verbal abuse towards me, would go through and at least have decent Christmas presents. You know, before we couldn't afford that. But, I don't think they knew a lot about what game consoles and game handhelds were out there. Because they decided that they were going to get me and my younger brother the game handhelds. Got me a Nintendo DS and got my little brother a Game Boy Advance. And I think their thought process at the time was like, you know, oh, it's just their two game consoles, they play different games. The Nintendo DS had a Game Boy, like the cart slot in the bottom of it. So, functionally, my little brother got a worse version of the game handheld. Functionally. Practically speaking, I only wanted to play the Game Boy games. And we just kind of traded the game cartridges between each other. And my parents didn't like us playing games at night, but something that my little brother and I started to do was we had the Game Boy Advance version of the Game of Life. Oh, that's horrifying thing. And so Vaughn gave me, hang on. Girl with an unbridled haircut. Yeah, that seems right. We also kind of shared a bunk bed. So what we would do with the Game of Life and the bunk bed is that we would just like, someone would take their turn, and then because our parents were going to be listening, we would try to very quietly just like, well, I was on the top bunk, so I would like lean over and just kind of like reach down and kind of dangle my hand there for a while. And I would just like try to softly go tap, 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 tap. And then my brother would grab it and would take it, and like I would just sit there in the dark, just like looking up at the ceiling, being like, I don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep, I need to take my turn, I need to take my turn. And then I would hear tap, 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 and that's so I'd reach over, and then I would feel like the Game Boy Advance being put in my hand, so I'd bring it back up, I would take my turn in the Game of Life. Ooh. classical drama, light increase in attack, defense for Baroque drama and thriller strategy, special attack with low impact. Oh. The funny, I say with heavy air quotes, knowing that, like, you know, it wasn't always a funny thing that it resulted in, but for the longest time, I would not be able to figure out, like, why the heck do our parents keep discovering us? And then the next night, tap, 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 tap. Pass to play games like that have some different dynamics, yeah. The director said if you do our job well, we'll keep getting it. All the better, it's important to put your heart into work. So that was a fun time. If I pierce the pipes, I can make some of it come out, but if it broke loose, I'd never get any of it again. Interesting. The switch is currently on. Off. So it's kind of funny doing stuff like that. Don't know if kids today have any of those or if everything portable is all real time. I mean, they'll never get that feeling. It is still kind of funny though. Yay, I did it. No. The other thing that we would end up doing is we would just we would keep the volume up. Still be confused about why our parents yeah. But how our parents kept discovering that we play video games at night. Okay. We have a lot of things we need. Working is pleasure every day. So yeah, kids won't ever get that pleasure of just like pass and play, but something else that kids won't ever get the pleasure of is like old media players. I think there's a problem with the desert. My portion day isn't as big as usual. So I never had an iPod. There have been members of my family who got an iPod Shuffle, though. And something that happened when they got an iPod Shuffle was simply that, well, I got a hand-me-down Zen hacking ancient media player thing. Freaking a Zen. Did not ever listen to a lot of it, but my gosh. I'll just like turn on the radio and be like, look at this Zen, it's great. And then it became like, it was basically just like out of date so fast. Such that like the actual piece of like equipment stopped working pretty quickly. But in my brain I was just like, I could just keep using it. I couldn't, but I tried. Oh my gosh. How the heckies. Me just being like, I guess to check this. Yeah. So I kept thinking in my head, the Zen was great, the Zen was great. I didn't have enough time with the Zen to really call it great or not. It was just there. Not enough for me to get actual nostalgia from it. Just like, I was just like, ha 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 ha. Just enough to pretend to. Aha! There we go. Very good. Security test. Please enter the passage. Fine. Be careful about typos. Okay, let me just go walk around for a little bit. No, the computers used to get better so fast, like literally twice as fast after a year, so yeah. It's kind of odd. Because, like... Oh, Von Gacy. Yeah, okay. Let's just get rid of it, so... Like... I grew up with the expectation of, like, lots of planned obsolescence. That was a big thing. And just, like, the overall idea of just, hey, tech is just gonna go away. And then, like... Von Gacy. Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Like, we hit the end of Moore's Law and everything has been stuck at 4 or so gigahertz for so long. Yeah. It just kinda... It was funny. They kept like going, just gotta knock it, and then it just kind of stopped. And nowadays, I have, like, I've had friends here just like, oh yeah, I've had this phone for like 8 years. That's been great. Or they'll be like, oh yes, this pair of glasses last me the last decade. It's like, yeah. You try to figure it with more processors, but it's not the same as really being twice as fast. Yeah. No. The sugar. Don't touch the sugar. Get the hell away from your specters. Out! Oh dear. You want to eat our sugar too? Ah, frick, they're burnt. They're burnt sugar! Cavalry burnt. Oh. Sugar deprived employee of Vesper. Burnt type resists plastic nuclear smoke. Yeah. But yeah. I do find it fascinating though. Particularly fascinating in regards to like, you know, we've reached a point where it's like, I don't know, software is way slower now because we can get away with it, emulate old enough games, and you literally need to slow the emulator down to make the game playable. Yeah. Like, I might be wrong with my particular, like, take on this. But for a little bit now, it seems like we're just constantly hitting a point of, like, we need to make X, Y, or Z seem expensive for this, that, or the other reason. Like, the most recent thing is something that, like, is fairly well known now because it's recent. Everyone's like, ah, yes, RAM sticks are very rare nowadays because they, like, get used up in all of the AI stuff. But then you hear about, like, you know, a long time ago, it was graphics cards because crypto mining. And before that, you get memory. I think memory, right? Right? Memory was a thing? Phones. Burning thing that is attached to your wall with a coiled cord became conspicuous consumption. Yeah. Yeah. RAM is random access memory. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about like storage, like hard drives, like solid state drives. So yeah, no, yeah. It's just... I don't know. From what I've seen, it's like... we've been having this overall just like... ah, yes, this thing is more expensive, this thing is more expensive, this thing is more expensive. But once it all stops, like, if we hit a point where we no longer have a big tech bro thing ratcheting up the price of a random computer part, people are gonna realize, oh, actually, we don't, we don't need powerful parts. You know, because from what I've seen, that's been what's like increasing all the stuff with the market, like the cryptocurrency. And right now it's like we're putting the buzzword AI into everything. But once that stops, we're like, this is the same tech as a decade ago. But no, we must protect the sugar.
Meow.
It smells awfully good in here. No doubt it's thanks to these immaculate piles of white powder. Resembles sugar. I think it is sugar. Seems so. Ha ha ha! Well, it's very surprising. I didn't think I'd find an ingredient like that in an area like this. Maybe we'll find some answers in Area 3. Logic obliges us to start with the third before trying the fourth. Remember, we're in a video game. Okay. Let's do things in a structured way. Well, go on. I'll meet you again over there. Hurry.
Meow.
By the way, I suggest you be careful on your way back. People seem to be feeling under the weather. Perhaps you'll put them in a very bad mood. Understood.
Meow.
See you later. Whee! Fortune ticket has been found. Yay! But yeah, something that has definitely increased a ton. Not. Oh wait, right. This part of the game. There's too much white on my head. Uh oh. They're all burnt. I have health for all of them though. That's good. Something that has baffled me is how mainstream, like, conspiracy theories have become. At least in the United States. In the United States, like, conspiracy theories have become everything, basically. Like, it's a lot of them have got legitimized. But, like, doesn't make me forget that, like, I had an odd moment coming, like, face to face with somebody's conspiracy theory. Like, years ago. Red alert, right here, the desert is endangered. This is very important, I don't want to come back to him. The specific circumstance I'm talking about is just... I would get onto a bus. And specifically on the bus, the person in question saw me. And I was thinking, oh, this kid. Oh, this kid. Approached me. And started out the conversation with a simple, did you know the Earth is flat? Of course, I just have to respond with like, it's not. It very much is not flat. I know this. And as if to try to make a point about the shape of the Earth. And hang on, I gotta quickly look up a world map just to make sure I got my locations right because I haven't quite cared. Yeah. The person, as if to make a point about the Earth being flat, would you have told me, you know, you can see Russia from Alaska. And of course, at this point, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, how do I respond to that? What? It's only time. It was. My brain at the time couldn't think of a response. Now that I'm not like, you know, on a bus, just like going to and from like a job and such. I could actually just say, yes, that's actually proof that the world is round, because on a map, you'll see that, you know, talk once before about how if you make it, if A then B statement, when A is false, then technically this statement is true for any B. Yeah. It's just, I got really, really confused and slightly scared. Because I was sitting there, and the dude basically just had an entire thesis on the idea of like conspiracy theories. I'm like, how can you prove anything? And I was like, this isn't some great moral philosophy. Phantom said, I say, would attack the sugar, you're lying alive. I got fed probably just like the oddest conversation of all time, which is like, hey, what if all the conspiracy theories are right and you've been fed lies your entire life? And I was just like, I don't want to be here. Not in the slightest. Ah. So yeah. All the conspiracies being right wouldn't work. Yeah, then you get welcome to Nightfall. That particular moment just sticks in my head a bunch. Okay. The pizza arrived. So if I remember some highlights from the particular, like, I got fed the, like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, the manifesto of a homeless man I met on a bus one time several years ago. It was, you can't prove anything in history ever existed, which isn't correct. Because you can see Russia from Alaska, the world must be round, which is, the world must be flat, sorry. The guy said the opposite. My brain tried to correct it to be correct, but no, it is just because you can see Russia from Alaska, the world must be flat, which, no. Absence of evidence of conspiracy is evidence of the conspiracy and the cover-up. Yeah, yeah. Then you are disconnected from the reality. Yeah, yeah. One thing the dude said that I could vaguely believe is just like, you know, religions don't make a lot of sense, and I'm just like, kind of. A lot of them are loosely based on like some facts that you might or might not be able to prove. But still, it's just kind of like, this is bizarre. And it was particularly notable to me. Why did he lie? Because at the time, the particular job I had was I was volunteering to help people with family history. So the entire idea of, hey, you can't prove anything happened in the facts, you can't prove anything happened in the past, kinda just made... I was like, well, if that's the case, then why am I doing family history stuff? But that wasn't the strangest conspiracy theory I heard that day. Oh no. The strangest conspiracy theory I heard that day was from somebody else. He was also doing family history. Because I was sharing this story, and this other person was like, hey clown. Obviously not clown is my real name, but let's, hey clown. Did you know? There's an underground movement of secret family history workers who will go through and massively delete any family history, any family lines that try to use sources like the Bible to say they were related to like Jesus and such, right? All the way back to like some Adam and Eve. And they're like a secret organization. And then this person handed me a piece of paper. I was just like, shh, this is the information for that organization. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? And I was just like, remember the truth. The earliest piece of information, the earliest piece of family history. The only solid evidence that goes so far back is like 1670s. And the piece of paper was just like the specific like date for like the earliest known like actual historical record of family history, and I was like, what the heck? What the heck? That was a very strange day for me. So, just me learning that there's an underground movement of just secret family history workers. Now the moon is not dead. I'm just spinning in there. Now, of course, I can mention this. Honk. Hi, demon. Honk. The thought... No, the director said. The thought does indeed occur to me. that like I started all of well, I started the stream by saying like, ah yes, um, stand-up comedians will just make up stories and such. I have not made up a single story I've told this stream so far. It's all true. It's just, people just have wild experiences in their lifetime. These people are thinking that what? A bunch of people unknowingly raised other people's babies? Possibly. Yeah. This bite of popcorn is delicious. Yeah. Yeah. Popcorn, buttery, funky. Despite it. Yeah. Did I forget to open tits? I forgot to open my tits. Dang it. So, just that will forever live in my brain. Just a secret underground organization of bereaved family history researchers who are tired, sick, and tired of people using the Bible as a source. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cut your skunky and popcorn butter before turning it through preheated wall. Don't forget to open the tits. Make you find this. Do I explain myself? Ow. No, yeah, that's all the explanation I need. It's just, yeah, you should not make solo noise when you want. And just, you know, not quite the strangest, you know what it means, doesn't mean it's not funny, it is funny. Not the strangest thing I had, you know, interacted with that particular day. But it got one, there was just a cherry on the top. Was lunchtime. I hadn't even made it halfway through the day, and I was already like secret organization of family history, like family history workers who are bereaved, and like Mr. The world is flat because you could see Russia from Alaska. During lunchtime, I sat next to someone who fed me every single vaccine causes X, Y, and Z thing in the book. And I was like, no. Vaccines cause autism. I have autism. Stop it. Vaccines cause ADHD. That doesn't. Vaccines cause people to be no, they're not going down that path. Yeah. Earth is flat, it's also in a dome, and the stars you see are just holes in the dome. So, just that was just the most wild part of so many parts of my life. Was just like, just. Family history is apparently a hotbed for conspiracy theories. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I'm afraid that my legs won't be there anymore when I wake up. Also, let me think. During that particular, oh my gosh. I just realized I could say more that will just tell you more about like, oh dear. It was during that point in my life when I began like streaming in earnest for the first time. I just don't have history in it, but if we... There's some similarity between popular thing is evil and thing I don't like causes recently talked about negatively yeah. During that part of my life. I also met one of my current longtime friends at that point. Who, introduced me to Homestuck. So I was introduced to Homestuck around that time. Which I remember. Oh my god. I remember it because my friend was like, Homestuck just ended. Which should date all these experiences pretty hard. Kind of wild. Oh, hang on. I want to listen and pay attention to this part because I'm just like... I love the original music for this next section in the game. Jump? Yes. I want to hear what they replaced it with. What is this? Cash and add-on. What is this music? This is vastly different. Cash 10 add-ons before the time runs out so the better doesn't die in the blaze crash. Be careful about the phantoms. If you touch them, you lose. Press E to begin. Victory! Okay, but like... That was an odd part of my life. I just realized how odd it was. But one of the most notable things I did was, while volunteering at the family history, I just kind of the sugar in the pipe. He's feeding the sugars in his pipes. I'm going to check downstairs before jumping in there. Don't know whether you've mentioned that you read part of Homestuck while it was going on, then you got caught up, then you later remembered it and tried to pick it back up and eventually gave up. Something I did was I basically went through and I was like, okay, I want to figure out what exactly I am as far as like family history, right? So for a while I was like, I'm just 1/4 Asian and 3/4 white, which is pretty standard, right? And then one day I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go as far back as I can through like the family history lines and just like figure out exactly what percentage I am of what. Still 1/4 Asian, specifically 1/4 Chinese, so I'm just like, okay, that makes sense, And then you go check the other branches and it's just like, oh dear. Do you know the separate Sweet Bro and Hello Jeff site was updating at the same time sometimes? Yeah, how much those sub jokes? Oh my gosh. That's kind of awesome. Oh dear. You, what? Where did you come from? I'm the batter, and I jumped down the chimney. Ah, what is this place? Oh, we're getting one of these. You are here in the sugar ovens of Vesper in the north of Zone 3. Here, we burn the corpses of the people who die, and thanks to an ingenious system of pipes, transform the vapor into sugar. The pipes traversing the factory walls draw it to the treatment rooms, where it's purified and separated from the residual ashes. Where was I? I'm reading this right now. Finally, the sugar is distributed to all employees as a reward for the work they carry out every day. secret element, the fifth element, and the most important. Okay. Because without sugar, people could no longer bear reality and they would go mad. So, like, when I did the research, I learned very quickly. My gosh, sometimes it's terrifying, especially if you live in a conservative state, to look at your family history. Because what you end up with is like, you get deja vu. Because you're looking on one particular family line, and you're like, okay, I see this family member. You look on a different family line, and you're like, wait a second. They're the same person. Oh no! You very, very quickly have to, like, hoping not to see lines crossing, but you do. You do see lines crossing, and you realize you kind of have to, like, you have to begin to justify in your brain, like, okay, here's the degree to which incest is no longer incest. Which is wild. And it's especially wild when, like, part of the family history research is just, like, you see news articles and occasional, like, business transactions and whatever. One of my favorites when I was doing that was I was just, like, looking on one particular line. And I learned that apparently, just because, one of my ancestors had a pet bear. I don't remember the exact details. I just remember hearing something, but reading a little bit, and I was like, yes, Hitman is pet bear. And it's like, what? But then it got more, because I was like, you get very little details from, like, these, like, long ago passages on a different family line. You hear the story about, I heard a story about a salesman who's going around house to house, or at least, like, maybe not houses, I don't know, this is, like, way back in the past, who's going around and was run off by someone and their pet bear, and I was like, oh, I know that guy. Clearly, everyone who should have an arranged marriage with the person who is not least related to them in the world, there are clearly no issues with this plan. Yeah. But yeah. And I'll forever remember that I'm related, well, I am the descendant of someone who owned a pet bear. And on a completely separate family line, someone who's chased off by someone who owned a pet bear. Who's responsible for this? Are you bringing me sugar? No. The director is responsible. He's in Area 4. Okay. He's dead. Yeah, they're all dead. So that is something I'll remember forever. He's being you. Five to jump. Yes. Yeah.
Meow.
I'm here. Welcome, Celestial. Oh, we're getting this. Wait, what? I know, that's already been expensive. Okay.
Meow.
All the better. This only buys us some time. Must purify the garden is zone. Ahaha. Of course. That's a given. I have an access card for the monorail. Let's hurry to Area 4 to meet that mysterious director. But yeah.
Meow.
Stop fidgeting, we're almost there. If you ever go in and look up your family history, you have to, you're gonna be uncomfortable with some aspects of it. Like, no matter what, there's gotta be some pretty awful people in your family history. That's the case for everybody. Attention, obstacle detected. Vehicles unable to move forward.
Meow.
Seems that there's a slight problem. But you take a look around while I keep watching here. Oh yeah, this one. I'm not going this way. What are you doing in the middle of the tracks? This one. Credit burn. Circuit deprived employee of a Vesper. It's not quite obvious here in the remake. I guess this is part of the remake that's worse, but in the original game, you could usually see the flee option, but in this particular fight, it was grayed out. You couldn't use it. Credit burnt used, yeah. All this burnt spectre will do will be call for help. That is it. Like, it's kind of sad, and you can't run. The batter refuses. The batter's just gonna fight. Help! Critical help? Help. Yeah. Just constantly crying help. Very sad.
Meow.
So it's black and bad. Obstacles to spirit. The monorail is going to be apart. Please be careful during departure.
Meow.
This time I'll be going on ahead. We'll meet up again later. So, yeah. Something that's important to remember is that for most of your family history, most people are just gonna be like, they live their life. That's kind of it. You'll just occasionally find oddballs who are just like, oh yes, this person wrangled a mangoose or something. It's fun to think about. It's locked. It's locked. This place is terrifying. That slides through the wall. Push it. Yes. Aha! It could be the type. Important clues to note. ZBDJ. I could probably write this down, actually. Z up. B right. D down. J left. I see. I like the music here. Nice. I very much like the music. The battle music is like very intense. It does remind me of something. Whoa! Like, for a while, there were a lot of people saying that music is just noise. Ah, the kind of music that is around is just noise. And I thought about it, and I'm like, they're rhythmically satisfying. A lot of music is. Particularly because, like, when I'm, like, in my own time, oh, that's just a brick wall. I very much enjoy, like, electronic music, Definitely a lot of electronic music. And I love some realist music as well. It's really good. Every one of your ancestors had children, so given that there are people that don't, for many reasons, ancestors are a skewed sample. Yeah. Granted, I'm not going to have any, like, biological children. Unless if circumstances change very quickly. If, like, the world becomes a much better place and there's a lot less, like, horribleness, and people just allow, like, scientific research to progress, then, like, I mean, I suppose if all of that does happen, then there's a chance I could have biological children at some point in my life. I wouldn't be the most opposed to it, it's just probably not gonna happen. Still. I do want to be able to live the kind of life where, like, some poor, like, family history researcher descendant of mine will just be like, what the hell was, what? What is this? Of course, that's assuming all the records can survive, but my gosh, what kind of... That would be an amazing legacy just to leave behind. Like, so many years down the line, these are books about sugar. Someone just looks up and is just like, oh cool, we have this clown in our family. What kind of clown? What is this? Ah! I don't... huh. I have Z is up, B is right, D is down, J is left. Wait. I remember something. Did they do it again? Hang on. Manage, browse local files. Let's see, off data? Something that I remember from the original off is that inside the install folder from the game, you would just see like a Q&A, and in that Q&A it's like, are there any secret passwords of the game? And it's like, yes, this one. And so I am checking. I might sneeze. Would they put it under documents? They might put it under documents. Let me check real quick to see if, like, there's a documents file for just off, like it made a folder or something. Nope, I don't see any. Okay. What if it was the everyone's VTuber future and they're just like, okay, that's about what I expected. Maybe. Maybe I'm the most boring one out of my entire, like, out of everyone in the future. My legs tingling. Oh, hey. Pastel burnt. Malicious employee Vario 4. Murmur of the flies. Nah, not the murmur of the flies. Oh, I'm barely doing any damage at all. I need to up my game. Let's get poison on you. There we go. Elson has appeared. What do you mean Elson has appeared? No difference, okay. Okay, I guess I have to attack Elson because I'm actually doing damage on that one. Except when I try to poison the past Silburn, but maybe I can poison the Elson as well. Still, I would much rather live my life to the point where, like, to the point where a family history researcher could go through and say, what the hell was up with her? Rather than just be like, oh, another villain. You know, not quite somebody who's on the right side of history, but somebody who's just like, you know. Someone who is notable. Because far too often, there's just like, you know, this particular person was just awful, had all the slaves and just, it sucks. Batter shank bait. Yay! The city belongs to us. So I guess that's a pretty notable, like, if you gotta take a lesson from my ramblings at all, take the lesson of, like, if you are going to, like, be notable for anything in your life, don't be the villain of the future. But fashionable, not the hidden. Okay, you have the hidden. You have the silent. Okay. Music box, yay! If you want to be anything, if you're gonna do anything notable with your life, don't be the villain of the future. Yes, you can add that quote. That's a good quote to add. A particularly wealthy individual with many children comes to mind. Yeah. Yeah, I think about that too. Just... how many kids in the future are gonna look at, like, family history and just be like, oh god, I'm related to that guy. Ugh. So that's what the 100 times pie quote. Yay! Oh my gosh. That brings to mind a memory. So, something I think about a lot is that, growing up, and even nowadays, all around the time, I will hear people constantly talk about the fact that, like, if you are autistic, you must have a special interest. And I'm just like, my grandpa had trains. I never had the money to be able to go and invest in, like, trains and, like, be interested in that. I have video games, but I was never able to, like, afford being able to collect them. And then I remember 4th grade Celestial Clown on Pi Day got bored of listening to everyone talk about pie. So here's what she did. See, what I went through and did was I memorized as many digits of pi as I could. And so far throughout my life, and keep in mind, this is like so many years ago, I haven't forgotten them. Let me prove it to you. Ahem. 3.141592653583279502884197169 that's what I got. So, if nothing else, if absolutely nothing else in the world, I could say my special interest is I've memorized a lot of pi. Sorry, remember. Because I love puns, and I love wordplay, so if you approach me and ask for pie, ask me to bake pie, because I have made pumpkin pie before, so if you ask me to bake pie, there's every possibility I will start hucking numbers at you. Hi, Zachary. I have nothing but good and wonderful stuff with me, so buy something, my friend. You should probably buy more luck tickets. Tie up plenty of jokers. Ah, that is worse than what you have. So there's horrifying things I could do to you, including quote pie at you aggressively. Oh. I might actually have to sell something. There you go. Oh, it costs 1,800. I need to sell more things. Yeah. Yeah. Wikipedia says double the precision floating point numbers have 15 to 17 decimal digits of precision. And most video games use single precision, 32-bit for speed. So I have more precision than video games as far as pi goes. Nice. 3.1415926535897932384664323847517169399275105820. That's what I have. Yeah. I gave up possible, like, hyper focus on so many different things that might have improved my life vastly. But believe me when I say I could quote Pi at Eve like a master. I might have gotten the short end of the stick as far as autism goes. Cause it's quoting Pi and also just like constant doubt about whether or not I'm like some part of my constant doubt about whether or not some part of the way I act makes people like not like me, which I think is fascinating because as far as like my ability to tell my own actions and other people's actions, nada. It hasn't existed. I've tried to learn throughout most of my life how to tell what emotions people are feeling. Which has led to the unfortunate circumstance where several times in my life I've been like, aha, I am perfectly A-okay with this person. And then the next day they're like, I hate your guts. And I was like, well, where did that happen? I don't know. So I get a lot of like, I have to judge. I have to look at people and be like, are we at the point where you hate me? I don't know. Which is also unfortunate because it's also been coupled by like, people being like, but why do you have to ask? And I'm like, I have to ask because I can't be sure. Which, like, to me, it's also just like, a lot of people out there just kind of, I don't fully understand them. The amount of times I could go through and hear like, ah yes, it is perfectly fine, it is A-okay. And I'm like, that's only one level of reassurance with me. I've heard people say it's A-okay to me several times before, and it's been like, it hasn't been. Which is particularly wild to me, because like, I share that fact with people. I share that fact with a lot of people. And then they're like, oh, that's so bad, you know, they should be better, and whatever. And then they go and do the exact same thing. My own personal thought about it is that it's just, they don't realize they're doing it. Oh wait, I've been here. Wait, why did I go in a circle? Oh wait, because the thing. It is kind of hard to judge. It does kind of get sad. But then it actually feels really nice when people stay friends. Sometimes it's easy to forget, but like, I talk with a therapist and Saying how much part you think people don't realize they are doing. Ah. So, I have a hard time recognizing when people don't like being around me, or when they have a problem with me, and then they'll get angry one day when I thought we were perfectly fine previously, and they'll be like, I hate you. Right? Whenever I tell people that, they'll be like, I will communicate with you. I will tell you all of this. I will tell you when things are wrong. And then they don't. I think it's just some people just don't know how much they just don't. Right. They just don't realize how much they don't communicate, how much things go left unsaid. They probably mean to in the moment, but forget, yeah. It's just kind of, it happens. It happens. Odd behaviors I notice in people overall. Nah. Impossible. Special attack inflicting palsy, minimal impact. Oh. Happens a lot. Something else I could probably describe that happens is like, ever since I was a kid, I would have dreams that have a narrative. Wait, have you ever gotten anyone to tell you what thing you supposedly did or didn't do that pushed people to that state? They would sometimes give me reasons. I would correct that behavior in myself, and then I would be given like a completely either nonsense reason that was very similar, or just like nothing else at all. A Friday has been found. Yay! I unlocked Friday! What is Friday? Equipment that is beneficial to competences. Yay! Wait, I should probably... No, I had the physical bonuses one on the batter. It happens, but, like... over time, it has eventually been imparted on me by therapists that, like, that will happen. Some people are like that. And not always will a mistake be on you. I tried my best. Let me think. What are some particular, like, things I've gotten from people? I've been told I'm too inflexible. I've been told I'm too flexible. I've been told I'm too much. I've been told... Let me think. There's one where it's just like, we're just different people, and I'm like, okay. One was like, I always have the worst ideas. Which was, okay. Okay, you're gonna tell me all the files, right? This is where, like, the game would originally tell you, here's where to find the file with code in it. But what do we have here? Would that be a music box? I must admit that I'm particularly interested in this object. Acquiring it is very near and dear to my heart. Would you interested to be in exchange for a valuable clue? Yes. Just me to conduct the deal. Now open your ears wide and listen carefully. Valuable button combination located just under your screen. I don't think you've noticed it. What? What? Just under my screen. It's very cluttered in there. I'm sure it was easy to miss. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my gosh. So that. Oh, that's how they do it. Okay. That's. Oh my god. They originally had this in like a Q&A in the folder, but no, they just. Holy cow. Oh, that's. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it stays there? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's a very terrifying show. Also, I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting that. It's just. It's a drawer. It's just. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh. Well, it has a password. What the heck? Okay, we have down, left, up, right. And then Z is up, which would be shift here. Shifts. And then J is left, which would be V here, so V. And then B is right, which would be Z. And then we have D and B, which is down and right, which would be X and C. And then we have the loop, which is C. Yeah, code correct. Access to lower level authorized. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a wonderful way of doing that puzzle. You should not be here at management. Thank you. You should not be here, management. You should not be here. 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 Oh, it's upside down. Ah, frick. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, 8, C. Yay! Yay! So I'm gonna take a small break, eat some of the food I got. Yay! Once again, thank you for the pizza. Ads are gonna start in a little bit, so I will see you after the ads. But ads are gonna start in like in a minute and a half. Well, actually no, I should continue. A minute and a half is a while to wait. Granted, I might not have a good opportunity to stop in a minute and a half, but hey. That's the risk I take. Hi. Who are you? I'm the batter. I've come to purify you, Director. Purify? But that's ridiculous. Nothing justifies such a drastic measure. It was the Queen you sent you, wasn't it? Of course it was the Queen. Honk. Ah! Hi, Cortez. You must have one. And so I refuse. It's not a question of choice. You are the monstrous master of this horrible factory. I'm here to make you atone for your sins. Monstrous? Horrible? This factory is my fortress for happiness, my rampart against the specters. The people here were happy before the phantoms arrived. Incidentally, I still don't understand why the dead aren't disappearing. The dead? Yes, the phantoms. They're the souls of the dead. Has that really never occurred to you? It's only logical. But you have nothing to do with the phantoms. Of course not. I'm Enoch, guardian of Zone 3. Like all the guardians, my job to bolt the Queen's mother entity into an advertisement. Ah!
Everybody get going! That's the advertisements!
Wah! Ah, frick, I appeared Othens. Oh, I've had interesting parts of my life. I suppose I can also explain, like, something that I'm just like... I don't know if Twitch will get after me for, like, talking about it, but I'll talk about it as I do, like, everything in this fight. Well, I'll go over this fight first, and then I'll talk about the story I have. Mold the Queen Mother energy into a solid context. I'm the living engine of Zone 3. The Queen relies on us to create places for the people to live. We are a little like gods, drawing on the infinite power of the sun to sculpt our worlds out of the nothingness. Ahaha! I love that metaphor. Yes, like gods. Precisely. Demented child of evil. The last grain has fallen through the hourglass of your existence. Certainly not. No matter your physical strength, you can't withstand my excess weight. Oh ha ha! Fermi has a menacing shadow of your imminent extinction. So I think if I scan this, it's like, you better run. Royal Guardian of Zone 3. Unable to detect type, no weaknesses detected. If I remember correctly, you have to run here. Flee. Party attempted to flee. The party fled. Yep. Damn, this pig is sturdier than expected. We'll have to find another way to purify him. Oh, please play the music. Yes! Ha! In the shadow of the valley of death, you shall fear the apostle of darkness. How can you batter? I remember the official music being a little bit more exciting than this, but that's alright. Memory can play tricks on you. You won't get around this time, you pathetic little thug. Prepare to destroy the phantoms. Uh-oh. Run. Destructor is fast, very robust, fast beam. Let's get rid of him. And I come back there. Okay. Wow. Oh, hey, it's already turning into... It's already turning off. Yeah. Now, hopefully we don't come across a secretary. Miserable runt. Cold-hearted eel. I had to drag my body bloated with adipose tissue through the pipes of my own domain. Difficult to immediately train, but I'll devour your hopes of survival like a little sugar cube with relish. Poor fool, you've tired yourself. You didn't account for your pitiful stamina, and now you've exhausted your strength. Victory is now within my clairvoyant reach. Look how small the batter is compared. Contemplate the absurdity of this. I will absolutely contemplate the absurdity of the situation. You're just supposed to be coursing us at all. Game over is near, batter. Okay, but what if I don't care? Let's give you poison. You weren't poisoned, dang it. Home run! Rah! To optimize blur. Okay. Spurred moment! Unique is getting serious. Okay. Classical drama. Dramatic crescendo! Exciting incident! Oh dear, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Fortune take on Omega, please. Dramatic crescendo. Uh-oh. Wow! So yeah, story I was thinking about. I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, right. So, I've been in the hospital for a fair share. And something that I will constantly make a joke about is just like having bottom surgery. Just like suck my balls if you can find them and stuff like that. So it's kind of odd having like bottom surgery and going to the hospital for it because like you go there and you see a lot of the individual just you see a lot of the individual just like nurses and helpers and what have you, the orderlies. And what you kind of end up looking at is just like they're so used to people being there because they're just suffering. So it's kind of like you're on the other end of like that one meme of just like, oh, my life sucks. Oh, hi! It is interesting to experience. Because you have someone who very clearly is just like, they are tired day in, day out. They deal with people who are suffering and are like not at the best point in their lives. And then they come across one person who is like at like one of the better points in their life, and they're just like, hi, it's great. Oh my gosh, you're fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's great. I just remembered something though. During that part of my life, there was a brief moment in time where, the best way I can explain it is just, I had the worst sense of timing about what games to play when. So, in the hospital, I mostly just had my Nintendo Switch to go through and play games, right? So I was just having fun playing Nintendo Switch. What game did I play in the hospital, you might ask? I played the game Spiritfarer, about dead people who pass on. And it has a pretty major plot line near the end about, like, a hospital with, like, orderlies who do not treat the patients well. And I was just like, I played, oh dear. That's just, and that's not the only time when I played, like, an ironic game in a place that shouldn't be. I was at a shelter once. It's a sad story about why I was at the shelter. It was for a lot of people. Well, it was a women's shelter for women who were homeless or abused. It's quite sad while I was there. I, I played a horror game on my Switch while I was there. That was rife with like the background of like, there's a lot of people at this company. They are constantly abused and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to think about the implications of me playing this in a shelter. My timing for when I get to certain games and I play it on my own is kind of funny. So the hero slain the beast. But do you really know what you have done? Deprived of his guardian, this zone is now destined to vanish. And with it, all those who live here, whether they deserve it or not, they'll fall into nothingness with no hope of return. I've seen that happen a couple times now. You are defeated, Enoch, guardian of the third zone. The sand is now pure. Wow! Let's see. What do you think you are doing, defeat Enoch? Pillar has been found, Enoch. Yay! Oh. I'm not going over there yet because I have a secret boss to fight. Why it's also distressing. I'm never hungry. So I have lots of sugar here. Distressing one. What are you doing here? Let us not lose any time to lose this introduction. Smile! Okay, so I should be more, like, ready for this particular, like, boss fight. Sugar! And it was like no weaknesses detected? Dude, let's try to get you lethargic. Yeah. Let's see. Cure palsy. Ow. Surrealist tragedy. Hit all foes. Yeah. See wide angle on the dummy. Delicious sugary candy. Yay! Thank you for observing and imagining. I'm trying a hard boss fight right now. I do kind of realize that, it may be distressing to people to hear that, like, I've been in a women's shelter for homeless people and abuse victims. Yeah. I've lived a life. Lots of things have happened. No longer lethargic. Oh no! Affected against huh? That doesn't seem like Yeah, I got rid of one of the candies. One of the candies is gone. Let's try to make you lethargic. Yeah. Surrealist tragedy. So yeah, I've lived a life. I've been in a lot of places. I've been in the hospital for great reasons, which was like bottom surgery. That was like fantastic reason to be in the hospital. One of the worst reasons I've been in the hospital is because I got hit with one of the worst combos you could have. I was recovering from bottom surgery, and I got sepsis, and I got, like, kidney stones all at the exact same time. So I was in the hospital for a week. And it was interesting. It was interesting to have the experience of, like, okay, so I know about being in the hospital for, like, the good feeling, oh my gosh, my life is better now reason. And I got to have the experience of, like, what it is for, like, the, not quite. Like a minute and a half. Is your log file still gigantic? Let me check, actually. That is a good thing to be checking right now. Thank you, Ryan. Let's see where the log file is. I remember. Vaguely remember. One of the changes that happened recently made the redeemed scope, like, super slow. Holy. You can say it's gigantic. That is not... It is 102 megabytes large. Log files should not be that big. If I recall, you just say it was logging multiple times a frame. Apparently it didn't stop. It's... Oh. A 102 megabytes. Yikes. Once a frame, multiple times a second. Yeah. And that's what it's still writing to? Yes, it is. That is the current log size. It is... That is... I was originally gonna bring up the point that, like, previously what had slowed down everything was just having a race condition. So unless the race condition is actually like the unless the race condition is the log file itself, yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's writing so much. We don't need all those lines, but like trying to move or delete the log file, possibly. I don't know. I can try deleting it right now, actually. Just, I gotta delete all the log files and see what happens. All of them since, like... Go, delete. This action can't be completed because the file is open in Python. Try again, try again, try again. Over and over. Yeah, it won't let me delete it. But what I can do is I can save to it. So I can open it up, be like, holy cow. Holy. This is, select all. It took a while to do that select all. Cut. Save. Okay. Oh my god, it completely ignored. Okay. Save it. As all files, not just a .txt file. No, stop trying to save it as log.txt. It is not log.txt. There are also changes to this file from another app. If you open the file, unsaved changes from Notepad will be discarded. Keep changes. Okay. There we go. It is now 0 kilobytes in size. Don't worry, I roughly fixed it. Roughly. Let's see, what was I looking at here? Oh yeah, probably need heals the matter. Give the batter a lot of CC back. We heal Alpha. If it isn't just the log file being large as it seems so far, your next guess would be that the messages sent each frame, which are no longer logged, would be blamed. I guess. My guess is, well, it's been the same guess the entire time. It's just, there's a race condition somewhere, and it's like everything is relying on something. Because we've had this kind of thing happen before, where it's like everything kept on trying to reference one particular thing, like it kept trying to reference the system.close. And then because everything was like, do I close? Do I close? Do I close? It's just got to a point where it's like, it might be better if you did at this point. I guess the palsy gets rid of like the... There just for changing the background color instantly. That... Yeah, let's undo that. Let's undo that. Like, unless if we can go through and in the code just say, only do this when, like, I don't know, this button is pressed. Or I guess, yeah, we could do that. We could just have like a apply changes button. Just have an apply changes button. Huh. I've been palsied. Ah! Surrealist tragedy. Palsied! Yay. Does palsied... No, palsied is not the... Yeah. You made it do that to try and see if adjusting the background would fix that green fringing on the numbers. Do you see it fringing? I do see it fringing. But that's more of like an OBS kind of thing. Okay, what if poison is like the thing that would get rid of the hopefully it would get rid of the. No, it doesn't. I am so close. At least poison can hit through whatever sturdy is. But yeah, I see the fringing. I see the fringing. Sturdiness fades! Yay! No. Use 6 mask. No! Come on. We're so close to being like... Ah! No, why do you heal? Well, I mean, I'm about to take all your candies, so... Candies are all taken out. This freaking boss fight. Madness, no! Oh, chocolate, no! Chocolate, no! Ah, frick. You might be in trouble here. Ow. Must heal. Continue doing damage. Wah! Caramel Dur. That is not how you say that name. How to say that? I don't know how to say it. Epsilon cannot move. No. If you added that apply changes button now, would you try it now? Yeah, I probably would. Yeah. If so, do you want it on the current tryout branch or? I mean, I'm currently on the current tryout branch, and we're trying things out. Like, a little bit of a look behind the scenes for a lot of people is that a lot of this stream is just experimenting with the code. So, yeah, the tryout branch. Yeah. So if you have the apply changes button, then it wouldn't constantly check to see if everything needs to, and it would only do it, like, when necessary. If the code, still slows down at that point, then we know that something else is happening. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. I think I'm gonna win this. This is. Ah, frick. Well, somebody just died, but I still think I'm gonna win this. Yeah. No. Dagnabbit. Dagnabbit. Okay. We're so close. Just gotta make it to the end. Make it over the finish line. Ow. Ow. Oh my gosh, come on! You're so close to being gone! No! Stop with attacking each other! Aha! We did it. You just pushed a quick commenting out of the part that sends messages. You could try that. Either way, you'll work on... Okay. Let's see. Obviously, I'm gonna have to stop the code to get it to work. Pull the origin. There we go. I just pulled it. Okay, move it so that it doesn't do the, like, odd. Stop opening up in that window. Okay. I got flashbanged by a green screen, but we didn't have the border shoved. Yay! Okay. Okay, I don't think it's actually open yet. There you go. Now it's open. Now you try. That's the problem with, like, opening it up midstream. It's just like, you get that occasion where it's like, and now you can't know. It's way faster. Okay, yep. I'm feeling way too cold. That's mean to Peach Sugar. I didn't like that dance, my dearest friend. I think the huge distraction Ducky has won this round. Say goodbye to Zachary for me. She's dead. I guess it's better like that. Am I missing something? Oh, the Lewis bat, nice. I have to sell a lot of things now. Putting the part that the apply change button will affect in the box with the button itself. Yeah, that does make sense, yeah. Let's see. can only buy one of them. Things got very expensive very fast. Yeah. Holy cow. Well, time to go see the Nothing Dimension. Yay. Ish. Yay-ish. Time to find out what's in here. No need to obey any rules here. Tim? Tom? Tom, the secretary, you look... demoniacal. Demoniacal human spirit. Resist smoke, weak to plastic. Okay. Doing nothing! Of course, the Tom clones look the same. No, they don't look the same. They look particularly worse, but they're weak to plastic, right? Yeah, weak to plastic. Just, you know, everything's distressing. Everything's distressing! Everything's distressing in this part of the game. Everything's distressing! And it's not all the same. Yeah, we can hear you, Tom. And your endless clones. Hi, Tom. So at least this way we're gonna get a lot of money. And I'll be able to buy, like, tibia epidermis. Maybe I could buy that. But also, I'm gonna be able to buy better equipment. Everything's distressing. Everything's distressing in this part of the game. Everything's distressing. That is all for the blame. Oh, hey, there are 2 Toms here. I have saved third base. Some HP to the whole party. Oh, dang, nice. Wait, what? Did I hit with her? I hit with the wrong move, didn't I? Frick. I'm gonna batter defend just to earn back some CC. Critically doing nothing. Good job, Tom. Tom the secretary. Doing nothing. what is this Tom supposed to look like anyways? And it's like, the first one, well, we can see the picture of it on the left. And the second one, we can see a picture of it on the right, of like the regular screen. But this one, I just... I have no idea. Hi. Yay, plastic. Yep. Everything's distressing. Everything's distressing in this part of the game. Jump. Yeah. Jump. Hello. Daha. Yay! Hi. No one found us. And no one... Wait. Okay. Oh, hi, fish. Fish with human faces in the middle of the body rather than on the head. Herodotus and Salmanazar. Deceptive seraphic incarnation. Unable to detect. Resists palsy. Vilified. I've been vilified. Oh, I can't use my... Oh, no. Okay, what about the other one? Salmanazar. Malicious seraphic incarnation. Resists palsy. Okay. The guilty betrays the innocent, their damage returned to all. I haven't attacked at all. What is supposed to happen? Am I supposed to win in a certain amount of turns? Because you took away my ability to do anything. Like, can I cure all negative status effects on the batter? Nope, that didn't work. I just attack. Herodotus, and it's a philosopher or something if you recall correctly. Okay. Deceptive inquiry. Oh! Alpha has been found guilty. Retribution is given to all. Everyone else proves their innocence. Uh-huh. Let me just heal you. Oh, you can use competence. Quick! Poison! Didn't poison. Yeah, frick. Fortune take on Omega. But, that's just, wait, why did I don't like the look of that. Gnosticus. Well, I have to use an eyeball to scan Gnosticus. Factitious synthetic spirit. What is happening? Okay. Red hair. Okay. Herodotus, 484 to 425 BC, Greek historian and geographer. Oh. Salon. Then I continue attacking Herodotus. Smoke screen. I don't like the. No, we've been vilified. Well, they are absolutely clowning with the action economy. Just oh. The guilty potatoes of damage return to all. I mean, to be fair, when somebody dies, it's like... Hopefully, you know... Hopefully they won't be, you know, vilified when they're I'm not gonna heal until, like, we get the... Whoever is, like, somebody's gonna be guilty and they're gonna die, whatever. Unless I have to. Aha! Everyone else presented. Okay, well, we have... Oh, gosh. I might regret my actions now. Yeah, move the screen a little bit so you can see a little bit under. But I might regret my actions. Opening his book called Histories. Here are presented the results of the inquiry carried out by Herodotus of Halicarnassus. The purpose is to prevent the traces of human events from being erased by time and to preserve the fame of the important and remarkable achievements produced by both Greeks and non-Greeks. Among the matters covered is, in particular, the cause of hostility between Greeks and non-Greeks. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Between Greeks and non-Greeks. What is the focus? The hostilities between Greeks and non-Greeks. It's like, oh. Okay. Uh-huh. Well, I'm not gonna focus on, like... I'm gonna have the batter focus on healing. Well, not healing, on doing damage. There you go. That's the word. Unless if everyone is dead. If everyone else is dead, batter's healing. No! Just gotta try to do the freaking... You re-vilified everybody. Why? Alpha's almost dead. We've almost taken out Herodotus. Herodotus, go away. Yeah! I won't miss them. I don't know who they were. I already forgot them. Why is everyone still moving? Oh my gosh. Okay, Solomon Azar. Okay. We need to take out Solomon Azar. Solomon Azar will keep on vilifying. Unless if we already took out the one who was vilifying, in which case good, but nah. Hang on, you're gonna heal the batter. What? Okay. That was bad. That was bad. Kill Solomon Azar first. Trying to take out Salmanazar first. Oh my gosh, the other one was one vilifying, but Salmanazar was one doing the judgment. Yeah, Salmanazar was the one doing the guilty thing. Everyone just get Salmanazar. Also, do we have any objects that helps a lot? Plastic damage, meat damage, no. Just get him! Get Salmanazar! The insta-kill move is Salmanazar's. Get him! Oh my god. Oh. That's... Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. That is particularly bad. Huh. Continue working on Salmanazar. Wait, hang on. Do you have competence that goes? No. Get Absalom back, please. No, vilified. Rebuild is fine. Does Salmanazar do damage based on like how much everyone hurts them? I think that might be what's happening. Wait, but then when I was only attacking Herodotus, why did... My theory doesn't work. Because, like, Salmanazar was still killing everybody. Ah! Push the apply button, but you guess that doesn't need to be tested right now. No, it doesn't. I am currently... I'm doing a handy bit of struggle busing. Yeah! Abstract tragedy! Yeah! I got a good... Now I'm waiting for Vilify to come back, but for a little bit, I got a good. Oh, we didn't get tragedied. We didn't get vilified. Well, I mean, the batter's still vilified, but it's fine. It's poison, Salmanazar, abstract tragedy. Yeah! Haha! Another question you're going to ask: how do you notice that there's a way to control the videos that play on the stream window with the computer keyboard? I did not. Please tell me how. Yeah. I'm struggling when I'm alone. It has always been like this. They have always been a burden to me. The batter is still vilified, but I mean... Oh, everyone's vilified. Heck. Batter, you're actually gonna heal this turn. Okay, everyone pull up Herodotus. Everyone's still defamed. Oh, frick. The guilty portrays it. Do it! Kill! Kill before that pays off, please! Please. Please. No longer vilified. Good. Please. Kill before we suffer. Ah! Heck. Bring back Epsilon. That seems quicker than listing each of the options yet. Get me a list. Yeah, okay, that seems good.
Everybody get Callie! That's the advertisements!
I win. Dee. I'm looking at the list, and I don't know. Rewind video to beginning, pause, play this video, maybe the pause? Maybe the pause. Wait, actually no, that would just keep the video up in the middle of the screen, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the pause. Maybe the pause would be useful. Wah! I've said, Batter is now level 16. Yay! Omega's now level 15. Yay. You lost. Defeat. Salmonins. I'll probably forget you later. I have no idea why I'm killing those bosses, but I am. Jump, yeah. Yeah. Please choose your destination. Huh? We can add the others later if needed. And you think pause should be something that audio things would support. Okay, yeah. Locked. Locked. How many Toms are we gonna come across this way? Tom the secretary. Oh. We have more Tom the secretaries. What? Wait, plastic. I forgot it's plastic attacks for these ones. Dang it. Well, I'm muted, so I can't do anything anyways. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. Secretary does nothing but critically. Other secretary does something critically. Good job. Maybe you should be Jim. There are enough Tom clones around there. What if Jim? What if the reason these secretaries look different is because it's a gym? The clones are everywhere. The secretary clones are everywhere. Ah! It's locked. Okay. It's locked. Okay. It's locked. Okay. Ah, it's open. I got a Yoshihiro bat. Nice. And it's actually worse. Huh. What? Interesting noise. Oh, hey. It's a gym. Yeah. Time to take out the gym. The gym clones, they are everywhere. Ba-ba-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep, I can save here. Huh. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh. Okay, let's try left to right. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Nope, okay. We're gonna go up a little bit, and then right. Ha ha ha. Wait a second, I saw the door. Yeah. I saw the door. The door wasn't where I thought it'd be. No. Okay, what if this one is supposed to be... Aha, it is! I got a Tuesday. Underground Spectral. Nice! I think I've got everything. Huh. Yeah! And now that we've left, like... Zachary! Guess it's better like that. Still sad, Zachary. I wonder what... Let's see. Increases one character's max HP. Max CC, okay. Attack, okay. Defense, got it. Use Spirit, got it. Agility, got it. Wait, grand finale, plastic, metal, smoke, sugar. I don't have a grand object associated with meat. Meat was the first area, right? So I think I might have missed something. Which I've already been through here and I got everything, so I'm just like, yeah. But of course I don't have a grand object associated with meat. Suspicious, that. Oh, hey! It's the normal Tom! Yay! I've missed you, normal Tom! Ah! I also gotta win really fast as normal Tom, but still, I missed you. What is that stairwell? Guess I'll figure out. All the whispering in my ears. It is vaguely distressing. Swing. All these base level Toms. Oh, I guess the secretaries of the first area will be Toms. The secretaries of the second areas would be Tims. And the secretaries of the third area would be Jims. Locked from the inside. I still don't know what that means! A door open. Aha! Inspiration is found. Yay! 3 pieces of Belial's meat. Not Tom, Tim, Tem? No. Tom, Tim, Jim. Ah. Wait, hang on. Was there a way over from here? Cause at this point, because like I don't think it's gonna be major story implications about where to find it. Like, at this point, I would accept, like, guidance on where the grand object of meat is. I would accept guidance on where the grand object of meat is. What's next then? Jom? Maybe gem. But yeah, I would accept, like, guidance on grand object of meat location. Yeah. Tom, Tim, Jim, Jem. Okay, I'm guessing you're just gonna say no. Doesn't seem to work. Yeah. Found a list of off-grand items. None has that. Well, it wouldn't have the name of grand item of meat. It's just like the description. The description of it is like. Hang on, I'm missing one grand item, I think. So I have the grand finale, the grand diagonal, the grand spectral, and the grand chocolatier. I think I'm missing one grand item. If you know where that grand item, like, could be found, I would greatly appreciate that. Like, they all have different descriptions for each of the elements, but the one that I'm missing is meat. Adversary is terrified. Oh, we even got a level up from that. Nice. Looks like that's the one that you can buy, and this list doesn't say where. Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, I just need to find out if Zachary sells it. Because there's only one shopkeeper in the game, and that's Zachary. Granted, I will have the money for it, but I also don't know if I've locked myself out of it, because Zachary, like, that is who sells it. Okay. There is a possibility that by defeating Sugar, I might have, like, eliminated the... Yeah. a tribe. Oh, yeah, plastic. I just need to remember how to get out of here. I'm gonna end up like significantly more powerful now. Okay, I'm gonna assume that's nothing? Which is a dangerous assumption to make. But it is an assumption I can make. Ah. Wah. Wah. Ah. Baba. Wah. I'm gonna try to get out of here and then get the. All I need to do is find a red cube. And I can just like leave. No! Tom, stop it! Stop it, Tom! Ah! Stop it, Tom! We're trying to secret hunt here. Yeah. I'm gonna have so much money. There we go. Okay. Let's go talk with Zachary. Okay, Zachary, can I buy the thing? Luminous, boastful, colored speed. No! I don't see it! No! Okay, it's probably something at the very end of the game then. But hey, I get to buy a lot of things. Almost did. Hey, I almost get to buy a lot of things, frick. Yeah. I'm not gonna sell Tuesday. Not all seem to match the name from the list, yes. Yep. Bah. Yeah. I am at the end of the game. Hi. I don't recognize you. I must purify the zone. This is my holy mission. Mediocre ghostly entity, show yourself. Hang on, let me ignore. I need to equip something. Tuesday, Friday, Monday, and Thursday. Let's go. I am the Messiah, provided with a blessed quest. Kneel before my path, nauseous phantom. Interesting. Woo! Just us. Reflexive seraphic incarnation. Unable to detect type, no weaknesses detected. You just used requisite bracket against me. What the heck? Fine, poison you. Yeah. Kind of a mirror of the batter, it seems, or maybe just a mirror of everyone. Probably a mirror from everyone, yeah. Anyone. I like this music though. This is interesting. Yeah. See if I can get lethargic. Nope, didn't get lethargic. Yeah, 204. See my shadow, fear my hand. Dang it, I didn't roll high for that one. Poison, no! You just used surrealist strategy on me, why? I mean, you're using my moves, so that does make sense, but still. Take palsy. Optimize blur. That wasn't the best attack. Okay. Special home run. I'm the Messiah, provided with blessed class. Kneel before my path. Nauseous phantom. Can't move. Yay! I got rid of your move with palsy. Holy cow! This music. I've kind of assumed that I'm facing this boss because I faced all the other secret bosses in all the other, like, areas. Justice is hasty. Bah! Bye-bye. Well, that wasn't that hard at all, but then again, I did overlevel. And I'm more powerful now. Can now use magic home run. Oh boy. All this time, I was just an imposter. Oh, I won. Defeat justice. An artificial creature, the world destroyer, an evil puppet led by a blind entity. I still am. But I won't accept this truth until the mirror is shattered and its opaque mist dispersed. Oh frick, is it trying to reflect the player right now? Because that's kind of cool. I must go now. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. I like that. I like that. Yay. So I do... I do want to raid out because it is late for me. You know, late stream, whatever. But yeah, let's see. I've got to see who is still streaming. Does it make the whole game a merit to the player? Possibly, yeah. I like that idea. Who do I want to raid? Have I raided? Wait, have I raided? I'll do it. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to always be awesome, always be kind, and keep observing something silly can happen. Like Thursday for more Olympus Company. Friday is gonna be like more of just Booker on Planet with Rackley. And I suppose next week, possibly Sunday, I will finish off. So look forward to that. Meanwhile, raid message. Tom, Tim, and Jim. There you go. There's raid message. Be sure to copy it, paste it, put whatever emotes you want on the beginning and end of it. And I hope to see you Thursday. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot to me. Now go. Ha ha!